Hello, good afternoon, guys, and welcome to our first session of our subject, IT 313. And I hope that everything's well. And this is our first session for this semester. So, for chapter one, or in our module one, we have what is research. And the same thing that we're going to do this afternoon. First is we have the lecture first. Then the second one will be the question and answer, and then afterwards will be some announcements. Okay, I am glad that you joined me this afternoon in our afternoon class, and hopefully, your classmates that cannot attend this afternoon will attend the evening class tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. The same things or the same topic will be discussed, but a few changes will be announced later on. Okay, so just sit back and relax, and please watch the presentation, and then afterwards we'll entertain your questions, and the last will be some announcements. Okay. So first things first, our objectives for this afternoon are as follows. So number one is to discuss research and its nature, types, role, and methods. Number two, to value research and its nature, types, roles, and methods, and understand research and its nature, types, roles, and methods. So when we speak about the nature of research, by the way, if you are going to ask what is research, research is a creative and systematic work undertaken to increase the stock of knowledge. So it involves also the collection, the organization, and analysis of information to increase understanding of a topic or an issue. So a research project may be an expansion on past work in the field, and its primary purpose is to document, discover, interpret um, the methods of assistance for advanced human knowledge. So those are the things that is being described of how are you going to define research. Whereas the nature of research, for the nature of research, this explains the systematic and critical investigation of a phenomenon. So if ever you are going to ask yourself any question, then you need to have a valid answer for that question, and that was already research. So you're going to identify a variable, collect and analyze data to make sure that a certain crucial questions will be answered. So the answers contribute to increase the human knowledge, and there is orderliness in the hallmark of research. So research has to have the organic unity, and that is become the essential part of knowledge which accrue from research to be verified. That's need to be verifiable, that anyone who can be troubled by the question should have the content of the answer. So therefore, if ever you there's research because we need to answer specific questions. That is the nature of research. For the characteristics of research, we have four. Number one is objectivity. The second is precision. Number three is design, and number four is verifiability. For objectivity, this is characterized by beyond the subject ideas of the research, and then the researcher makes deliberable efforts to eliminate personal preferences, resisting the temptation to seek only data, but must have a hypothesis. So the emphasis is on testing, and therefore, this proves by the hypothesis. So hypothesis is just defining a characteristic of which you are answering your own question, but with a basis. So that is an hypothesis. So the researcher is willing to suspend personal judgment and permit the data and logic to lead independently to a sound conclusion. So objectivity is achieved through standardization of research instruments, choosing appropriate research design and analytic tools, and ensuring dependability on the data. Now, when you speak about precision, this refers to the scientific research that is achieved to the use of statistical method and techniques. So, as such, the researcher must have a conclusion that conveys the exact meaning to the reader. So, like for example, we use measures of central tendency, your mean, median, mode, then variability, the variables, correlation is the relationship, or regression. So, the last subject that we did for statistics, ang qualitative methods. So, that is on under precision. Then design. When we speak about design, the researcher has to have a very specified design of carrying out the investigation. So this will imply that any scientific inquiry will undergo several steps. So for design, I think we have 5 steps. The first one is to define the problem. The second one is the statement of hypothesis. There must be an hypothesis. Third is the collection analysis of data. So you can collect data through questionnaires, interview method, and other methods. So number 4 is testing and confirmation for rejected hypothesis. The software that we're using in qualitative methods can be made useful, your SPSS. So this is on step number 4 for testing. And number 5 is the reporting of results. For the reporting of results, this concludes the highlight of your research in such a way that you find the answer to your questions. Now, only if the researcher or the research has been carried out by using specified processes, it can be replicated or be verifiable or verified. So we go to number 4, that is verifiable. And this is the characteristics of every research. No? For research methods and findings, this is represented to a professional community for researchers. So what we're going to do here is to analyze, confirm, or reject the hypothesis. Now, this proves your hypothesis if it's true or if it is false. So the characteristics of your research that is verifiable is related to the idea or the criteria of objectivity and precision, only though it further investigate the replication of the study and the result of this study can be confirmed or revised. So through these processes, ang apat nga daya, a body of knowledge is developed and new questions are identified. Okay, so that's much about it of the characteristics of your research. For activity number 1, what you're going to do, guys, is to have a picolage, and you're going to refer to the characteristics of research, no? So what you're going to do is to make a picture collage of these characteristics. So may apat to kagina, guys, no? So we have objectivity, precision, design, and verifiability. So for each characteristic, you have to make 5 collages, meaning to say you're going to make a collage with caption and then put it in one whole page of your word processor. So there must be 4 pages. So for objectivity, you have to look for 5 pictures, and then with you put 5 captions also for each picture. And then for the precision and design and verifiability as well. So you may use an online offline software, but provided you will be copy pasting it in your word processor. Well, afterwards, if you're finished on your word processor, you're going to convert it to PDF, no? And then the PDF should be named activity number 1, and that PDF will be uploaded to your Google Classroom. So activity number 1. So all of the details are there on your module. You just see there your activity number 1. Now let's go to the type of research. There are actually 2 types of research. These are the fundamental research and applied research. So for the types of research, these studies may be broadly classified into 2 categories, no? And as I've said, those 2 categories is your fundamental research and applied research. This classification is based on the goal or objective of the research study. So when we speak about fundamental research, this refer to the type of research which aims at obtaining the empirical data, and that can be used to formulate, expand, or evaluate a theory. So this type of research study is not oriented in design or purpose towards the solution of practical problems. The essential aim is to expand the frontiers of knowledge without the intention of practical application. So for fundamental research, findings may be eventually applied to practical problems and have social value. So ano example niya? Advances in practical practice of medicine dependent upon basic research in biochemistry and microbiology. So um, likewise, in the progress in rural development have been related to the progress in the discovery of general laws and of developmental through research, economics, and sociology. In our case, guys, we are not, since you are IT students, you are not aligned to fundamental research, no? So most likely you are aligned to applied research. So let's study applied research o kung ano na siya. Now, when we speak about applied research, this is directed towards the solution of an immediate, specific, and practical problem. So this research is performed in relation to actual problems and under conditions which they are found in practice. So though applied research development professionals are often able to solve their own problems at an appropriate level of complexity, like for example, to understand group dynamics in rural settings, we may be dependent on basic research for discovering more laws. Just like your capstone study, guys, that you need to have immediate solution. And you have to devise a way, just like a developmental method or a process. Usually for IT, we use SDLC, waterfall, or whatever process nga depending sa problem ninyo. Now, capstone study is an applied research because in such a way, the approach is essential for scientific changes, and the result can be verified right away. So that is why you are under applied research. Now we'll be concentrating more on applied research from now on, and specifically technological research, at the same time developmental studies. So I think that for your activity number 2 naman, what you're going to do is to contrast and compare. Now when you speak about contrast and compare, you are going to compare fundamental research from applied research. So in your own words, you're going to compare them, and you have to provide at least 5 examples, no? What are the similarities, what are the dissimilarities, meaning to say ano yung pagkapareho nanda, ano yung pagkalain nanda. So you have to contrast and compare applied research, fundamental research, and applied research. Okay, so that will be your activity number 2. So take note also that you're going to convert it to PDF and upload it in our Google Classroom, no, as activity number 2. So the deadline of your activities will be on Saturday at 11:59 a.m. So last sem, your deadline was supposedly you get the module from Monday. Then you're going to pass it on Friday. So but now what you're going to do is to pass it before Saturday morning. So that will be your deadline for your activities for this week. Okay. Now for the code of the day, you have to answer the question, what is the color of my shirt, during our first session. So this code of the day is your recitation or your attendance for this session. Now, the code of the day will be placed there sa Google Classroom ninyo. Pero you have to activate you have to answer the code of the day tomorrow. Sa tomorrow evening pa from 7 p.m. Until 10 p.m. So that is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., you have 3 hours to answer the code of the day. So this is 10 points. And that will be your attendance for this ano. Okay. So only you can answer the question because you attended our session this afternoon. Now, ad astra per sapientia to the stars through knowledge. I think that is all, guys, for the lecture. Okay. Thank you for guys for attending our session for first session actually for this semester. And do you have any question about research? This is just the gist of our subject, research methods, no? So in computing. And then our main objective will let me reiterate our main objective for this midterm is for you to prepare three research questions na pertaining to ICT. Now you will be grouped according to we will be drawing lots next meeting. So prepare. I already have the list of persons of your classmates. Um, so I would like to get your consensus about this, no? If ever I will just pick names in random na lang. So randomly. Random na lang, guys, para nga fair. We're going to draw lots no next meeting so that your output on your during your midterm shall be your research questions. And by final, our goal is to formulate at least you can defend the 3 chapters of your So hopefully as time pass by sa natin um, we can set our goals and achieve the goals for this semester. So just take note lang, our main goal for the midterm will be your 3 questions per group. And then our goal for the final is for you to defend at least 3 chapters of your your problem na lang na your research. You can come up with with an IT research. So I will not be strict about this, pero I would like you to what's this gani I'll see you throughout the steps in how are we going to do this. In the meantime, our topic for this afternoon is about research, and I've told you I have lectured you with the very fundamental of research. No, this is just an um, introductory yes, guys, ang by random ninyo. Oo, classmate ninyo ang email ninyo pero random lang nyo. Now kamo lang siguro after ko guro para fair. After ko mag-draw lots ang pangalan nyo, what you're going to do is to contact each other. I will give you the details of your contact number so that you can contact your classmates and you can formulate questions, no? At least 3 questions that you we will select at least 5 you will think at least 5 questions so that naton sila i-rank naton from number 1 to 3. That means to say nga ang number 1 ang magidaya inyo nga main problem. Rank number 2 kung hindi maaprubahan ang first ninyo nga problem, and kung hindi pagid ang first 2 ang 3 ninyo. I will invite panel for this. So the panel siguro I will get I will ask some of your teachers in IT department in CCS. Or most probably, we will have a guest panel from other school or from industry mismo. So I'll just ask somebody nga naga-obra sa mga tech companies Or probably guys, kasi may ano man kita, ma-meet man lang, mag-Google Meet kita. So we don't have any signal yet for face-to-face classes. So most likely your defense will be Google Meet. So the metrics for the criteria wala pa. I still have to work on it. And if ever I have finished doing it, I will present it to you so that before the midterm we can actually study it and perform. You can think of 3 questions, no? So to be fair, at random na lang siguro. I will not allow you to ano, pero kung mag-capstone din nyo sa next year, mag ano ka mo, mag fourth year, siguro i-grupo man tinyo kada ka teacher ninyo. So ang dayata na is for you to ano lang anay, for you to I'm not going to teach you the ano naman ang sa capstone bala I will not be your teacher pero yung research methods ninyo I'll be teaching it. So I think the groupings you will be group man siguro hindi man pareho ang grouping ninyo siguro tulad kag sa next year base may mga changes man data na. So for the meantime I'll be the one who will group you so that it will be fair for all of your classmates. Anyway, I have the list na already of your classmates and of you tanan kamo guys, no? And medyo naggamay kamo. So if I'm not mistaken, pira kamo kabilog man. Hindi ko makita. Pero sige lang, I will just announce the groupings or probably I will we will be drawing lots so to be fair para patas. Okay? So most probably for each group you will have 4 maximum 4 pinaka nagamay 3. So mo daya grouping ninyo 4 hindi ko man pwede mamanan kung lalaki bayi kung pera kabilogan ninyo pero random sanda mo. So ano naton sa i-draw lots, i-roster naton para fair kaninyo tanan para hindi bias. Okay. So that will be ano pa sa midterm. Now going back to our lesson on research, what you're going to ano lang is ang discussion natin is centered most of the time of the answering what is research na question, no? And we discuss also about the nature of research that is being why do we need to research something just because we need to answer questions. That's the real answer. We have to find out the cause and effect of any variable of any value. That is why we have we have research. In terms of characteristics naman of research, objectivity comes being the first thing that comes into mind is do not close your mind on any phenomenon. So that is objectivity. Whereas precision is using statistical methods to prove a theory or hypothesis. Now, magambal ka mo nga design, this will be the design for the research kung paano nyo systematically himuon ang research ninyo. And then the last one is the verifiability in which you're going to verify is if your results are true or not. Or are this valid or not valid. Now, in terms of types of research for fundamental and applied research, when you speak about fundamental, these are the traditional way of looking for research, no? Whereas ang kamuta na as IT students, you are more prone to applied research because of your capstone study. And applied research ang kung magambal ka mo nga mo kada na applied ang answer ninyo, ang question ninyo dapat na-answeran lagi and na-apply ninyo sa daily life naton. That is applied research. For developmental research and technological, most likely we are under applied research. So guys, do you have any question about our topic for this afternoon? Okay, for the question of the day, the question is what color of my shirt am I I'm wearing what color am I wearing? So that is you're going to answer it tomorrow pa sa ano to verify your attendance. So anyway, makita ko man gapon kung pira ka mo kabilog nag-attend to lad your we are 9 on the ano subong. And most likely you're the one who's going to answer. Let me remind you guys that in answering anything in our Google Classroom, just like your attendance and your activities, you have to use your .edu accounts. So for iscof.edu.ph account that is assigned to you nga kamo lang git. That is why be careful no, don't hindi ka mo pwede ka palihog sa classmate niyo kung hindi magana ang inyong account, hindi pwede nga ipasakop ninyo ang sabat niyo sa classmate niyo because if you're going to use the email ad of your classmate, ana to nga grade ang ma-checkan, ana to nga grade ang naano ninyo sa activity ninyo just because ang tanan ninyo nga email ad naka specifically assigned sa isa ninyo. I don't think nga pwede ka mo ka-log in or ka-sign in using activity sa classroom using ang different account or ang account ninyo nga normal nga Google nga account. So that is why gamiton gid ninyo guys ang inyong email address nga gin-assign kaninyo ang ISCOF ninyong account. If ever there is a problem with your ISCOF account, please contact Dr. Analisa Alingalan because she is our controller for ISCOF San Enrique Campus sa aton nga mga ISCOF account. So, example, kung hindi nyo ma-open ang account nyo, hindi ka mo kasulod or hindi nyo ma-access or sa classroom, kay Dr. Alingalan ka mo ma-contact ko niya or kay Sage so that ma-change ang password ninyo or magamit ninyo ang email account ninyo. Okay? On Friday, what will happen is I will post the quiz ninyo. So on your quiz, that is your quiz is 20% of your grade. Now let me project to you the content of our Google Classroom as of this moment. So as you can see, okay, I'm hoping that you can, okay. So this is our Google Classroom now. And in our classwork, you can see here that our course syllabus is here already. You can see this or you can download it already, no? The same thing with the module natin. Module 1 is here already. So you can see this. Double click this or right click and download, no? And then for activity number 1 and activity number 2, this will be your this is the area in which you're going to upload your answers in PDF. For the code of the day, wala pa siya na post, tomorrow pa. So chapter 1 man siya gyapon dia under the here. And we have a quiz on Friday. So our quiz will be viewable on Friday at 10 a.m. So, on Friday, open nyo lang yung Google Classroom ninyo. Naka-deploy doon ang quiz 1 naton. Sa Google Forms na siya, guys. And your quiz will be answerable by na siya 10 items lang gid. And 1 point each, no? Sa 10 points. Pero that will stand around until midnight. So until midnight lang kamo pwede ka buol ka quiz. After midnight hindi nyo dun ma-open ang quiz naton. Okay? And then pagka Saturday morning, pasa nyo dun before Saturday morning ang activity niyo. Okay? So the grading system naton, I think before we go to the grading system, I think everybody has log in our so very good, no? Unlike sa first, second year and sa fourth year nga wala pagawa gamay pa lang sa git. Pero kamo guys, I think lantawon ko pa ang listahan. Most of you are here already. And I will sort out your names because some of you are not enrolled sa subject mo. So, hindi ka mo matingala kung madura ang aran nyo di kung why ka mo naka-enroll sa subject. Kaya ang ginatamdan ko ang listahan ni Sage kag ni Dr. Alingalan na ginpao kanakon. Okay. So, why pa ko time mag-ano gid pero I think most of you here guys are here already. So, there's no problem. For the grading system, this one is for your grades, no? Pero wala pa ka mo grade. Kay why niyo pa mapasa ang activity ninyo kag why pa kamo it quiz kag attend a recitation. Pero actually guys, pwede niyo makip track ang grade niyo, ang scores ninyo diya. So ipakita ko lang next week kung may grade do kamo sa first ninyong week. Now for our grading system, this one is the grading system. So for quiz, that is 20% of your grade. Tanan ninyo guys nga activity and activity, quiz, recitation, kag exam, di matabo sa Google Classroom ninyo. So, centralized na siya. That is why, please use your own Google accounts, no? .edu accounts. So that matrack namon ang inyong progress sa grading niyo. So I think that is all for this afternoon, guys. Before we end, let me ask you if you have any clarification or question regarding our subject matter for this afternoon. Okay, so I assume nga waay doon kamo et pamangkot, guys. Please tell your siguro ang iba niyo nga classmates sa ano man siya. Yes, Andrea, do you have any question? You can speak lang. Pwede ka mo ka-open ka microphone nyo kag maghambal.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Ano ta? May pamangkot ikaw?
Sir, ang pwede sir sa groupings bala sir, how pwede sir nga dang ano la ang rapitanay lang bala sir, may mabudlay magbiyahe-biyahe kung drolat tapos na ima mo'y classmate mo taga Pasig.
Ay hindi man kamo kinanglan makita na gid. Tawgan lang sanda. I-provide ko kaninyo yung contact number ka classmates nyo. Ang purpose kadaya is para nga guys, fair balaya pag ang iban abi hindi siya mag-motivate kung kag syempre third year naman kamo you have to work with your classmates. That's the reason why kinanglan i-random ko siya. Don't worry because pwede man kamo gyapon, hindi man kamo kinanglan magkita na gid. Pwede man kamo ka Google Meet lang or ka tawganay. Tawgan niyo lang i-classmate ninyo kag anhon. So you'll just assign one leader siguro no among yourselves. Pwede nga tawgan niyo malang sanda, hindi mo kinahanglan nga magkita na gid or ano. Or gusto niyo kamo lang mag-group ka kagalingon ninyo. Problema abi kada guys nga kung I will allow you to group among yourselves. Iba nyo nga classmate mabilin, ma-left out. So, yung problema kada kung ma-left out sanda, duay tandat ganan do kada nga mag-ubra kag kanda nga requirement. So, hindi ko da gusto matabo. Ay iban ma-left out kag I don't iti may mga iban tanan may grupo ang iban tanan wa gid. So, amo da yung problema. That is why para fair i-random ko lang yung groupings ninyo siguro. Kag I will provide you with your contact numbers. I will post the contact number sa GC naton so that may tamdan kamo kung pwede ninyo matawagan. Pero guys, hindi niyo pagsaskuhan yung classmate ninyo ha. Ang lang gida, ang contact number nga da i-allow ko lang pakita kaninyo just because kinahanglan niyo mag-communicate. So tawagan niyo lang yung classmate niyo. Istoryanay kamo kung title nga pwede niyo ma-suggest. You can use Google, you can use Jamboard or Jamboard sa Google Jamboard or iban nga communication nga pwede kamo ka collaborate. So, pwede man kamo ka-Google Meet among yourselves. Kamo lang tanan mag-Google Meet eh. So, apat kamo, maset kamo Google Meet. Kaya kamo lang, ang ginahimo naton, diyaw, pwede man tinyo dayon kamo lang gid mag-meet, mag-Google Meet, mag-istoryanay kung ano ya, ano ninyo. So, you don't need to go somewhere else. Hindi kamo doon, mag, hay nga makitanay. Kung hindi, i-contact ninyo yung classmate ninyo. Most probably guys, tanan kamo may number kanakon sa listahan. So that's why gina-assume ko tanan kamo may cellphone. So you can contact them through their contact number. Okay don, Andrea?
Okay, do lang, sir.
Okay, dang karaw ay man para fair kaninyo tanan. Hay tapos dang hindi ko gusto nga yung classmate ninyo bala ma-displaced ay amo giday ga katabo. Amo da natabo last time sa sa iban kun i-grouping. Kun way tanda at group mates kag hindi tanda pagbatunon ka an iban nagaka-left out sanda why is not gana dun So that's the reason nga Anyway, para nga ma-meet man ninyo classmate ninyo third year do kamo. Why niyo pa makilala yung mga iba niyo mga classmates. So kilala ko naman sanda eh. Kag mag-mingle man kananda kag mag-grouping. So next meeting lang guys next meeting lang we will have the random assignment for you para sa groupings. So anyway, some more inquiry guys. No more. Sige. So just don't forget the the code of the day. You can answer it tomorrow evening after mga 7 o'clock siguro. Kay I still have to meet your classmates nga gusto mag-join sa gabi. If you want to join sa session natin sa gabi tomorrow evening, pwede man, pero pareho man lang kadaya yung gina-discuss namon. So I think there's no need na mag-join pa kamo. Pero kung gusto nyo, ay man problema. You can join also the other class. Ginduwa ko gid man yung lecture naton. Isa hapon, isa gabi. Para nga hindi ka join sa gabi, sa hapon ma-join. Hindi pwede ka join sa hapon, sa gabi tanda sa next day, tomorrow evening. So I hope nga wider doon ang maka-attend sa klase naton. Kag there's no reason nga hindi mag-attend. Haiti hapon man sanda naga mo. Diyan may gabi man kita nga klase. So I think that is all for this afternoon. Thank you guys for attending. And God bless gid kaninyo. So see you next meeting. And if ever you still have questions, there's the FB group na lang or you can PM me directly. So thank you so much guys. God bless and thank you. Okay, I will stop the recording. And then guys, wait lang. Okay, why duman at question sa sa chat box. Okay, sige.
Bye, sir.